Okay, so welcome back and welcome to today's Economic and Cultural Development Committee 2024, number 6, on this day, the 14th of November. So today we have in attendance Councillor Madsen, Deputy Mayor Johnnick, Councillor Doyle, Councillor Antonelli, Mayor Harding and Councillor Madden. There's no apologies. So I'll hand over to Councillor Doyle for the acknowledgement of country.
Thank you, Chair. Ipswich City Council respectfully acknowledges the traditional owners as custodians of the land and waters we share. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging as the keepers of the traditions, customs, cultures and stories of proud people. Thank
you. Are there any matters on the agenda to be declared? No? Nope. So we'll move on to business outstanding, which there are nil. Move on to confirmation of the minutes. So anyone, any questions? No. Can I have a mover that those minutes, thanks Councillor Doyle, and second by Councillor Antonelli. Any discussion on that? No. Put it to the vote. All those in favour? That's unanimous and carried. Thank you. Now moving on to the officers' report. The first one is the report of the Advocacy Advisory Committee report. Do we have any questions on that? No. Can I have a mover for that report? Thanks, Councillor Madden, second by Councillor Doyle. Discussion on that? Mayor Harding?
Yes, thank you. At the committee on the 3rd of October, we discussed the We Can't Wait campaign and the funding commitments that we had received ahead of the state election as a result of the very successful campaign. We received commitments from both the LNP and Labor that will see the Ipswich Central Second River Crossing progress to a shovel-ready status. The state and the federal government's jointly committed to $20 million for detailed planning to the Cunningham Highway, which will also be used to undertake business cases of the Ipswich-Rosewood Road intersection, the Ripley Road and Swanbank intersections as well. The introduction of 4 new bus routes with 2 new services operating every 15 minutes at peak commute times, as well as planning for additional routes in coming years, is also very welcome. And we were also updated in that committee on some matters to do with the North Ipswich Sport and Entertainment Precinct, the Western Grandstand project there. We had the architects there when we went through that, and we are expecting those designs to be completed by the end of the year.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? I echo your words as well, Mayor. I was only there for a bit of that meeting, but I do note that while I was there, I think I echo Councillor Doyle's statement that we have to keep advocating towards the state and the federal governments. Our We Can't Wait campaign was, I think, very successful. So I think if we can continue on those lines would be great. So I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? That's unanimous and carried. So move on to item 3, which is the Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce Partnership. So have we got any questions on that? No. Do I have a mover for that? Thank you, Mayor Harding, and a seconder. Thanks, Deputy Mayor Johnnick. Discussion? Thanks, Mayor Harding.
If I may, Chair, we're really fortunate in Ipswich that we have 2 phenomenal powerhouse and very passionate chambers of commerce, and the Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce really does make sure that it's very oriented to the needs of the local businesses, and they're, I think, true advocates. So I think it's tremendous that this council continues to support such an important body that represents, you know, the fastest growing part of our city as well. So it's really important that they're there. But they do a lot of networking, business engagement, but also support, you know, they've run a program to help with mental health or mental health first aid as well. So they've done a lot of work with local businesses to support them. So I'll be supporting this agreement as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mayor Harding. I'd also like to thank Layla and Neil for coming in a couple of weeks ago to giving an outline of the activities that they engage with in the chambers. which is especially great for the Greater Springfield area. It was good to go to their Marquee Business Awards along with Councillor Tully and Mayor Harding. I've also attended a couple other things of what they've, a couple of the other events like the Go Pink luncheon and the business events that they have at night time, which is greatly attended by the businesses. And those businesses add to our a thriving economy and the $13 billion that we've recently known that we've recorded through the city. I'm very supportive of the chambers and how they align to our deliverables of our economic and development strategy. I'll be happy to support the funding as stated. So I'll put that to the vote. All of those in favour? Councillor Antonelli? Yep, that's unanimous and carried. Thank you. Go to item 4, which is the Ipswich Central I always get this word wrong. You know what I'm going to say? Yep, great. What was it, Councillor Antonelli? Oh, yeah, what Councillor Antonelli said. So anyone got any questions on this one? Yep.
Thank you, Chair. If I may, just some questions on the progress indicators
Cool.
of the relevant council officer.
Yeah, the relevant councillor officer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Erin Marchant, Place Manager for Ipswich Central.
Thank you, Ms Marchant, and thank you very much for the report. I love that it highlights and summarises the measurement of our master plan and our place plans that we've put in place for a few years now, so it's great to be able to track. Can I just understand in relation to the Welcome to Ipswich Central Business Incentive Program, how that's tracking and what that might look like next year, what we're hoping to achieve through that?
Yes, so this program is a new program. It's a rolling program. So we started it just after the new financial year, and the program at the moment, we currently have 7 applications in train, but a lot of these are brand new businesses to Ipswich. So they're in the middle of their fit outs. We're working with them. There could be food licensing challenges and so forth. So actually it's really helped us to broaden the scope and actually work even closer through the business concierge and working with the local business and investment and pairing them up with people who can help them as well. Mm-hmm. Especially a lot of these businesses the first time or have come from markets and then are now progressing into bricks and mortar stores.
Good, so it's giving us an extra level of understanding, I guess, what they're going through as they start up their new businesses.
That's right, that's
and
right.
what we can do or connect them with. And just in relation to, I know we have Shop Top Living program underway. Mm-hmm. Previously, we've had facade improvement program, noting budgetary constraints, but are there any incentives that we might be looking at in the coming years as part of Ipswich Central revitalisation?
Look, the facade improvement program was obviously a very important and popular program. It's definitely something that we talk about a lot and the businesses do as well. So it's something we will consider for the next year's budgets. With the Shop Top Living, we're working with the current building owners, so we'll see how that one pans out as well. So it'll be a little bit more time before we can get a true understanding of how that has worked. And then obviously the Welcome to Ipswich Central, we'll see whether that, when they actually start converting, whether we continue that program on or whether there are other incentives to activate Ipswich Central.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? Oh, Councillor Antonelli?
Yeah, just while Erin's there, and thank you. The Arbour project, I just see on in the project highlight, there were 2 focus groups, one pre, one post. Mm-hmm. What were the numbers at each of those groups?
So the first one was 8, the second one was 6.
Okay, thank you.
And that focus group was actually run by TMR, so Transport and Main Roads, so they undertook that exercise in conjunction with us.
Just trying to get a reflection on those figures.
Sure.
That's all. Nothing further.
Oh, so I was just going to ask. The the arbour with those. Every time I drive past them and it's like nearly 40 degrees. And how are they going? Are they thriving?
Yeah, I was talking to the Works and Field Services team the other day about how everything is going. We haven't lost anything as yet, so that's
Okay,
good.
good.
The wicking beds have a water reservoir underneath, so even when we're not able to water them from the top every day, then they're able to get the water from beneath, which is really good and obviously saves the team a lot of time just filling those up once as opposed to having to do it all the time. And the shade cloth we've got currently on the arbour, we're actually going to double it and make it so that it's actually a lot wider. And that was some feedback we got through the community, but also through the focus groups that just a bit more shade would be even better. So we're going to look to do that this financial year as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So do I have a mover for that report? Thank you, Councillor Doyle. Seconder. Thank you, Councillor Antonelli. Discussion?
Thank you, Chair. Just want to add that I was delighted post the storms this week to see that the Green Arbour is still standing strong. I know we had a lot of discussion around that pre-installation.
Yes, we did. And I'm so glad that this report, it's such a really in-depth report to see how we're going, especially here in Ipswich. So I'm also with you, Councillor Doyle, with your experience in this side of things, I lean into you with your expertise and knowledge over the last 4 years. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Chair. And, it's just important. The organisation's gone to a lot of effort and put in a lot of work in developing the place plans and the master plan. And Ipswich Central revitalisation we knew was not going to happen overnight. It's a continuing journey. And obviously, Council doesn't have an endless pot of money that we can help with local businesses, but there's always great ideas coming from the team, which I love, ways to support and enhance local businesses. So, really keen and love to celebrate and call out the good work that's being done, but it certainly is a journey.
Thank you. Okay, put that to the vote. All those in favour? That's myself, Deputy Mayor Johnny, Councillor Doyle, Councillor Antonelli, Mayor Harding and Councillor Madden. Those against? Those say abstaining, Councillor Madsen. Thank you. So we'll go on to the fifth, and it was a late report, which was the Nicholas Street Precinct report. Do we have any questions for this one? No, good. Do I have a mover for this report? Thanks, Councillor Doyle. Do I have a seconder? Mayor Harding. Discussion? No, I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? That's unanimous and carried. So we'll move to notice of motion, which there are nil. Matters arising. We do have one, which is Councillor Martin would like to join this committee. Great. Oh, there you are over there. I'll move it. Councillor Doyle seconds it. Discussion? We've had discussions on having Councillor Martin on the other previous committees. I think it's all reiterated with this committee as well. So we'll just put that to the vote. All those in favour? That's unanimous. Congratulations, Councillor Martin. When we ratify it, you'll be on this committee as well. Well done. Lastly, questions, general business. Are there any? No? Okay. So the next meeting will be, let's get that, 10 minutes in 1:34. All right, so I'll declare this meeting closed at 1:24. Thank you, everyone, for attending.